Wait. You're telling me there's no audio?
I don't know where things was going. I don't know if people were gonna get on a call and reconcile and everything was gonna be good. That's why I don't share shit. Because when you jump in the middle, again,
Okay. Is there audio now?
Shit, as a third party, you don't know how shit's gonna end up. Therefore, I do not do that.
Are you serious?
You don't know how stuff is going to end in first person. It's a conversation between two people, and so you don't know that information. That doesn't change anything. But the thing that I keep making the appeal to, which I think again every person in here agrees to, and everyone understands, is the fact that when something is said in public, then you're not doing anyone a disservice. You're not doing anything foul to then share what was said publicly with another person, especially when the thing is regarding that person. I don't know of a single person here who would sit there and say, you're foul for sharing that public discourse and relaying that information that was said publicly. Now, if something was said...
Okay, there's audio now. Oh, okay. That's fucking hilarious. All right, that's hilarious. I figured, okay, I know how this works now then. I know how this works now. That's funny. I'm gonna have to start this over. Because I have to start this over. Like, that's it. I have to start it over. Let me move this window so I can move this to the right place. Let me see. It's here, 1705. All right.
Six master shadows. I need at least 2 hours worth of time, and I don't have that.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Fanatiq. Hope you're doing well, friend.
I'm doing. Oh, that's good. I love this.
That's hilarious. I'm gonna.
That was some drama.
I'm gonna have to delete it.
Yeah, we still got to deal with a little bit of it. That's the problem.
We got to deal with it, bro.
Yeah,
I think Mooncake and her community is unhinged right now.
The whole community? Am I missing something?
The whole community is crazy.
Yeah.
Is crazy.
Yeah, if you go
I'm
to
in your community, motherfucker.
All right, so look, let me just say real quick, Smooth, if you're still there. So what they were basically
I'm right here.
Okay, perfect. So what they were basically saying was something to the effect of they were expecting him to send them the DMs between
I didn't talk about that at all. My only thing was that I would never, no matter what the conversation is, whether it's public, private, or indifferent, I'm not sending that conversation to nobody. I'll let you know that you can go read that message yourself, but that's not how I move. I don't send nothing to nobody.
So I don't think
wait, hold on, wait.
No. So
go ahead.
So
go ahead. Finish.
So that was my whole point was. That's it. I did say something in jest. Said it in jest. I said that is a bit catty. I was joking. I didn't realize how serious everyone was. So if
you were dogpiling on me, of course. I was saying, bro, don't fuel fire, and then you kept going, and you would send a voice message after I
had already said my message, and then I was like, well, if I'm already here, I'm just gonna go ahead and say my last piece out loud.
Well, let's just address the first thing that you said. The first thing you just said is cap. The idea that you don't relay conversation that you've had, you've never said I spoke with so-and-so, we were talking about such, you never ever relayed a part of a conversation before? You're saying you've never done that ever? From a public conversation? You've never mentioned to somebody else, I was talking to so-and-so and they
Hey, is there still audio, right?
It's never happened.
About them? No.
No, something public. Like, yeah, my friend and I, we were talking about the brick lady and she said, you just had that, you just
no. You gotta be very specific. I'm talking about between control.
I am being very specific.
No. I'm being very specific on what I meant. When you're talking about in between friend groups, I don't get involved in that. If I'm a third party, if I'm friends with both, I don't say shit.
He literally just shared with me a conversation that he had with another person, and you're saying that's somehow sassy?
I don't share other messages.
I got you. So you're saying that's somehow sassy?
Okay, what he's asking for is a TDLR of a conversation.
No. Hold on. You're saying that's sassy?
I said that in jest. Yes, I said that's
Okay.
That's a little sad. That's a
All
little.
right, and then later on, when you
I said that
and then
in
when you
jest,
said it was,
yeah.
and when you said it was weird, you were saying that in jest too.
No, I didn't know. Now the weird part, I did mean because I don't do that. That's not how I move. That's not how I've been raised.
Okay,
I
I
don't
got
do
you.
that.
Yeah, you said that already.
If,
So let me just make sure.
if we're in a text group, nothing's leaving the text group.
If it's a private text group, it's a private. So this is really stupid. So to everybody else, it'd be like the equivalent of having a conversation on Twitter. If I'm having a conversation on Twitter with somebody and I decide, hey, I'm going to share with you some of this conversation that I had on Twitter, nobody's going to look at that like that's weird. Nobody with a working, functioning brain. Or if maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm in a Facebook thread, on a public Facebook thread, and somebody says something, no one's going to look at it weird if I go to that person and say, hey, this is what we said on the Facebook thread, because it's public. The only time when it starts being weird, sassy, strange, or any of the weird things that you were saying earlier today, just trying to dogpile, the only time when it actually fits into that category is when you're relaying private messages. And during that time, while you were making your dumb comments, they were literally in the thread saying stupid stuff like, yeah, Dream is, he wouldn't share the private conversation, but he shared this public conversation, as if those two things were equivalent. Now, I understand that maybe it's possible that you didn't read any of it, you didn't keep up with any of it, you weren't actually aware of what they were saying that was couching the statements that you were making. But in that context, what you said, what you were doing was incredibly weird, especially when a person is speaking up and saying, hey, don't dogpile because they're acting stupid, and you continue on with that weird behavior, because that's weird. It's weird to call somebody weird for sharing something public. That's weird.
So look, if I was having a text, if this was a Twitter thread and it's me and you talking about Dream, I'm not gonna then go to Dream whether you had something negative or positive to say and share that with him, whether it's
you said that already. I know you wouldn't, but I'm saying that the rest of us with working brains, the rest of us all understand that there's a very big difference between a casual conversation and a private conversation. So I get you.
There were feelings involved. There were feelings involved.
Have some very specific situation where you wouldn't do that, but then to ascribe that to other person and try to imply that that's weird, as if it isn't routinely known that public conversations can be shared and that it's not a violation of anyone's integrity. It's not a violation of any person's morals. That's not the same thing. And again, you're still ignoring the fact that this context of the conversation was where they were trying to pressure somebody. They were trying to pressure somebody to give away my DMs, DMs with me. If I'm in a private conversation, then there is the expectation. If there is a private conversation with someone, there is the expectation that those kind of conversations will remain private. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But they were still putting that pressure in the middle of you calling somebody weird and saying, "Oh, that was sassy," and "Oh, yeah, you know."
I only was talking about my point. I was only talking about my point.
But your point was in a greater context. Your point was in a greater context.
That's the thing. I didn't care about their point.
Yeah, but I get it.
So
but do you know how smooth? Do you get how smooth brain it is?
I get
smooth brain to sit there and say, I don't care about the greater context, and I said what I said, and then nothing I said was wrong, even though all of the context, couching and surrounding whatever the statement I made would make it look really, really bad.
What you want me to do about it? What you want me to do about it?
I want you to admit that it's smooth. I want you to admit that it's smooth brain.
Hell no.
Hell.
The thing about hold on, Razor, stop. You're not involved in it.
No.
Razor, stop. Razor, stop. Hold on. Let me talk.
Yeah, go ahead, Dream.
First of all, smooth. The least I expect you to do is to apologize for you making a hasty jump at me and dogpiling on because you didn't understand the full context. You're here admitting, hey, bro, I said what I said because I ignored everything that happened in the conversation. Why don't you just apologize for it and say, my bad, bro?
My bad, bro.
So look. If you wanted a my bad, bro, I was gonna reach out to you later and just do it anyway. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna have you confront me in a panel setting and go, oh yeah, now I want you to apologize, like with my friends. Like no, I would have just apologized to you in general.
So you dogpiled?
Hold
on. You dogpiled on me in public, and you wanted to say sorry to me in private?
No, I wasn't gonna. No,
nobody would if you apologize. To be honest,
I wasn't gonna. No, look again. Because two things were gonna happen. one, I was going to step to you as a man and apologize. And then two, in the chat, I was going to say, at Dream, I was sorry, I misunderstood. In the same chat where it happened at, so that it's relevant.
Why
the
did you do
apology
it?
is relevant. Why?
This is on the Twitch
Because
chat or
we're
the
still
D1O?
here. What the fuck?
You
Right here.
You
We're right
left
here.
the conversation
Why would I do-
before. Oh, hold on, I'm confused.
What conversation?
Did you?
I'm still
when
in
did
the
you
general chat. I'm
when
still in
did-
the general chat.
When did
Of
you
our
real?
first team.
When did you realize you were wrong in this situation?
When did I realize? I realized once y'all went to mediation, I said, oh shit. So I went back up and I read a bit more and I said, oh, I see what they're talking about. I still don't feel like the thread should have been taken out of there, but I do realize that what I did did not help at all.
Okay.
Like I still agree with my point of I don't think it should no. So listen, if you're talking about people being emotionally charged conversations and people being involved, and you're talking about look, so there's two things. There's two things here. One, she's in her server sharing her thoughts about whether it's public or not. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to me, right? But it doesn't matter to me. It
does to everybody with a brain. It does to everyone else with a working brain. But go ahead.
Oh my God.
Listen. No. So listen. What I'm saying is there was an expectation of this is just me venting and getting my shit off. Whether
In public.
meant it, look again, whether she fully meant it or not, you gotta I was gonna let shit sit. Because I don't know where things was going. I don't know.
When you have a history of greatness, you keep dreaming and go beyond what's possible.
Yeah, we just got to deal with the ads. Like I'm not. I'll resub to her later, but I'm not right now. And plus, if I watch her ads, she gets money. So, make sure y'all go follow the debate queen.
Seriously, aliens live in Stonehenge.
Says the guy who pays for cable internet with slower uploads.
Frontier Fiber's got equal speeds.
Come on, that's crazy talk.
Believe in change. Get Frontier Fiber Internet. Switch now, and for a limited time, get Frontier Fiber 500 for $44.99 a month.
We're gonna get on a call and reconcile, and everything was gonna be good. That's why I don't share shit. Because when you jump in the middle of again, I'm gonna fully finish. When you jump in the middle of shit as a third party, you don't know how shit's gonna end up. Therefore, I do not do that.
You don't know how stuff is going to end in first person. It's a conversation between two people, and so you don't know that information. That doesn't change anything. But the thing that I keep making the appeal to, which I think again every person in here agrees to, and everyone understands, is the fact that when something is said in public, then you're not doing anyone a disservice. You're not doing anything foul to then share what was said publicly with another person, especially when the thing is regarding that person. I don't know of a single person here who would sit there and say, you're foul for sharing that public discourse and relaying that information that was said publicly. Now, if something was said privately, I think everyone here everyone can understand that it is a violation. I need you to understand it. Help me explain. I'm sorry. Help me understand what principle would it be a violation of to share a public conversation with someone else publicly? Tell me why that would be problematic. What principle would it violate? Because I can give you the principle it violates when you share private information. When you do so, there's a trust between two individuals. There are expectations that this information will not be received by other people. And so therefore you're willing to disclose. So you are violating the trust and expectations and intentions of the person. That's why you don't disclose private things. Now, explain to me where the violation, where the offense, where the problem is with disclosing. It's not even disclosure because it's literally something that was public. Tell me where those things are for something public. Tell me what principle it violates. I hope you can answer that question.
Of course I can. Because look, if I was, and I always take it back to this college example. I'm in college, we're in the student center, all right, and everyone's there. It's public. and we're having a conversation about you, Fanatiq, let's just keep it on you. If we're having a conversation about you, whether I make input or not, you know what I'm saying? It's not my, especially if I didn't make input, it's not my story to tell. So I'm not commenting on it. I'm not gonna come to you and be like, yo, they was talking about you in the student center and it was public. It's public. But at the same time, that's not my job. I'm a third party. That has nothing to do with me.
You're telling all you're doing again. You didn't answer my question because all you did is just said I wouldn't do this. Again, I'm asking you what the principle that would violate. Again, the principle that it would violate that I explained to you when I gave an example and you said you understood it and I didn't think you did, but I'll try it again. The principle that you violate when you share private information is that you're violating the expectations and intentions of the individual who shared that information with you. That's the principle you violate when you disclose private conversations between two people. That's a principle. Now I'm asking you, what is the principle? Now I'm asking you again, not to just state to me what you won't do, but I'm asking once again, please, and answer the question. You said you could, and I didn't think you could. Please do so this time. I'm asking, what is the principle that you would be protecting by not deciding to share that information? What is the principle?
My principle is it's not my fucking business.
That's
what it is.
Bro.
I don't give a fuck if it's your principle or not.
No, it's not a
principle.
No,
it's not a valid principle.
No, it's my. You asked me what principle it is. I don't have to appeal to none of your shit. I don't have to give a fuck about.
You don't have to. I'm asking. Okay, so what you're explaining to me now is that you don't have a principle. That's right. So now, when you give a principle. Right. So when you give a principle and it's obvious that it doesn't make any sense to anybody in here, and then when we call you out on how that principle is invalid, it's not sustainable. Now your response. Now when I explain to you, when we call you out on the invalidity of the principle that you decided to share. When we called you out on the principle, when we called you out on the principle, when we call you out on the invalidity of the principle that you decided to share, now you move the goalpost because obviously it was implied that the question I was asking you is what is a reasonable principle. Now you move the goalpost to it's an unreasonable principle that only applies to me, and I don't care if it doesn't apply to you. So now it sounds like so what it sounds like. Well, if it wasn't unreasonable, if it wasn't unreasonable, then you wouldn't be making that. Then you wouldn't use the claim that it doesn't apply to you. You said the word out of your own mouth. You said out of your own mouth, it doesn't matter that it doesn't apply to you guys. It's my principle, and it doesn't matter if it applies to you. And the problem is, it's not that it doesn't just apply to me. The problem is, it's not that it just doesn't apply to me. The problem is that it's an untenable position. Like, again, I can make a broader general appeal about the violation of a principle when I talk about the expectations about the expectations and the intention about the expectations about the. Yeah, but you're not talking like a real nigga when you sit there and you start talking all that trash. And then you literally sitting there making appeals to nonsense. I'm not talking like a real nigga. I don't understand. Try to make an appeal. Hold on. Being a real nigga.
Wait a minute. Okay, I'll be just
no. Why is the president? I want to finish my point. Why does finish my point? I'll just mute you too.
Then just go to have a private conversation.
You could just have a private conversation with talk like a real nigga. Then when you're trying to talk like a real nigga, then there's an expectation that the conversation is going to be something that real niggas can understand. When I'm asking you, yeah, you can say it's something that has nothing to do with toxicity. So you can.
Hey, is there still audio?
When you make the appeal, when you make the appeal that the conversation that you're trying to talk like if you're talking like a real nigga, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, when you make the appeal that you're trying to talk like a real nigga has the understanding and the implication that if there is a code, some sort of code attached to it. But when you dismiss said code, when people call you out on how something is not a violation of the code, And then your response is, it doesn't matter if how you feel about it. It doesn't matter if it's a principle that you can share. It doesn't matter if there's any mutual or general understanding of this principle. When it just becomes, this is just how I feel, it's just my principle, which is untenable, then it sounds like you don't have anything to actually stand on. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay, why is it? Why is there a principle? Why is it untenable?
You're not 10 tones down when you dismiss everything.
He hasn't viewed it, so he can't hear me. So
Someone else, everyone else, it only applies to me. That's
So
not
you're-
10 toes
man, he's been
down.
asking
No,
very
if it was
different
10
things.
toes down,
I don't
you would
need
have
to
a
talk to
conversation. You would sit there and try to say, this is the appeal. For example, when I stand 10 toes down on the idea that you don't violate other people's intentions and you don't do that, and it's a violation of the integrity and the trust of the individual, that's me standing 10 toes down. Because guess what? I can back that up. Here's the reason why you don't do this thing. Here's the moral principle that I'm willing to stand on. That's all equally agreeable by all of us. That's the difference.
No,
When you,
that's not true at all. You.
Yeah.
It's just you, my nigga.
That's not true at all. Let me ask you this. Okay, good. And someone tell me right now. Tell me who does. Okay, good. Tell me right now. Who of you believes that it is not a violation of the intentions? I mean, of the intention and the intent. Hold on. Who here believes that it is not a violation of the intentions and the integrity of a conversation? Hold on. Let me ask the question. Who here believes? You're framing. Who here believes? Who here believes? Who here believes? Who here believes?
Let him ask the
the only one. You know better. So I'm going to start over one more time. Who here believes? Who here believes? Who here believes that it is not a violation of the intentions and the integrity of the individuals in a private conversation when one of those people decides to disclose the content of that private conversation without the other one's permission? I need you to answer that. Who here believes that that's not a violation?
It's a violation. It's a straight up violation.
I got you. No, you're saying it is. Is there anyone here who believes that it is not a violation?
It's gonna depend on
okay,
context.
Thank you. So now that's why when I make the statement that we all agree. Hold on. Now I got you. Now, hold on. So now that you answered my question, now when you answer that question, when you answer that question, the reason why I made the general appeal, I didn't think I had to do so because I thought everybody in here would be at least rational to come to that conclusion, and it seems like that is the case. So then when I make the statement, we all agree with that general principle. That's me standing 10 toes down, as I said earlier. So that.
Are you ready for this? Bring that camera on in here. I want to show you.
Jesus Christ. I hate ads, bro. I hate ads, bro. I hate ads so much.
Red Bull gives you wings. The new Red Bull Sea Blue Edition with the taste of Juneberry.
Okay, I'll pause and hold on. Let me cut my camera back on.
Accurate.
That's not what
we
10
do
down is, bro.
That it.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, and I will I'll answer y'all question. I'll come back on cam and answer the question real quick because I think that's a relevant question. All right. Virtual background. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool beans. Okay, so boom. All right, I'm here. So to give you context without, I don't want to lead anybody anywhere. I just want people again to watch this and then travel, find your own, settle your own opinion or whatever. Basically, what happened is if you couldn't follow, what happened earlier was very simple. It's they we were there was a Discord, so there was a group, there was a group that existed, and a person in said group uh basically said something, basically saying, um I'll have to give full context, to be honest. last week last week there was a debate panel. um Fanatic, the individual that was doing the most talking and yelling, he um got into it. Well, they had a normal debate back and forth with with another creator, and I'm gonna just leave her nameless, right? Unless her name is stated in the video. I haven't heard her name yet, so she's been ambiguous. um they got into it or whatever on the thing, and then she felt offended, so she left. And then she said she's never coming back on these panels. That's what she said. And these panels normally happen every Thursday, right? She said she's not coming back. Period. Dot. That's how she felt. So you fast forward to this week, right? Fast forward to this week. Dream asked the question of to her in her public chat. Hey, why don't you why don't why don't you fool with why don't you fool with yeah, no, he asked specifically, why are you not coming back on the show? And she said, oh, I have problems with Fanatic. That's what she said. Therefore, you know what I'm saying? And she went on to list her various issues, and that was that. That was the conversation. I seen that. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Oh, whatever. And again, because it's not my business, I'm not finna go run and tell Fanatic what they just had talked about. You know what I'm saying? And plus, again, if it was, and what I was saying was, if it was me in that situation, again, I would just mind my own business. And that was the debate was. The debate, this whole thing came about because I said to Dream in the chat, I said, hey man, like, you shouldn't have shared that. That's what I said. And I said that here. I said, bro, you really shouldn't have shared that message. Like, that's what I said. Um, Therefore, that's what it was. That's what happened there. I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to think what else. What else? I think that's it. That's pretty much it. Does that answer does it answer your question? Did that answer your question on what the point of the debate was? That's pretty much it. I kind of want to get back, excuse me, get back into this so it can run its course. I'm probably gonna end up taking the live down and editing out the part that had no sound, because I mean, obviously, who wants to watch that? And I don't want to tell people, oh, skip forward, like, no. So I'm gonna edit that part out. But yeah, that was the point of the debate. The whole debate was whether or not and here's the thing, it shouldn't have been a debate. It should have just been a conversation, because I didn't even know we were still being recorded. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing, you know. Um you call someone and it was about, oh, okay, so it was stated. Okay, her name was stated. So Mooncake was stated. Yeah, and I called Dream. So I said in order, I said Caddy as well. I said Caddy as well, for the record. I said, Dream, that was kind of catty to share what she said to you while she was, you know what I'm saying, like, what she said to you, to him. And I said, and I was like, I'm like, and I mean, it's low key, it's low key a little sassy too. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said as well. And then I turned around and said, like, I'm like, because he said something, and I was like, nah, bro, like that. I said, nah, bro, you moving kind of weird, like, because in again, in my mind, I'm like, that's not how a good way to operate. Like, if two people have a grievance, you know what I'm saying, y'all could settle it. You know what I'm saying? If what if my intervention there, what if my sharing that ruined what could have been, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all could have figured it out. They could have talked offline to each other. But now you've created a space where this person's now more angry, and now you don't have an opportunity to mediate or talk from a good space. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I was saying, was it's best to just mind your own business. So therefore, that's what I do, and that's my core principle. If it ain't got nothing to do with me, Smooth ain't in it. That's just straight up. But anyway, yeah, we'll get back to this because there is much more to go. Much.
Well, you know, I'm not about to get with you about the idiot. What I am saying is, I made a principle. What I said that there is, I got you. There will always be an allowance for discourse, and here's the way that we get the allowance for discourse. When I'm talking,
he's not.
When I'm talking, you don't talk. And guess what? When you're talking, I won't talk. And here's the question, and here's the other problem. When I'm talking and trying to finish a point and somebody interjects, and then I begin addressing the thing that they interjected with, don't talk about me taking too long and not allowing there to be a discourse, because the discourse was me responding to his interjection. So as I will finish saying, as I originally intended to do, when I made the statement that I was using a general principle that we all agreed to, and it was evident that we did, that's the difference and the distinction. I'm appealing towards general decency, towards the general code. That's me being a real nigga. When you sit there and try to say, I don't care if no one else shares this principle because it's just mine, that's not being a real nigga. That's appealing to the code of you, which is obviously suspect.
Fuck you in this.
Because I need to answer.
You ain't got it. You don't need to hear him.
Okay, now hold on.
No, I can hear him. I just can't speak.
Hold on. I can hear you, Bam. I can hear you, Razor.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Razor, it doesn't matter.
It's fine.
Relax. It doesn't matter. This has nothing to do.
I tried to answer your question.
No. Razor. This is, as I said, with my principle is this is technically none of your business. It doesn't even matter. You shouldn't even care. You should be relaxed. That's honest. So I want to ask everybody here a real question in the room.
Okay.
Do you share public conversations? Like if you're talking about, let's say you see two people talking about Fanatiq, right? And you're in the Discord server. Do you then share that conversation with Fanatiq? Is that something you do?
If
That's
not
analogous.
Hold on.
I don't have any loyalty.
Hold on, let's go one to one.
Listen. If it's a public thing and I'm friends with this person, this is my good friend, I'm gonna let them know what's being said, right? But if this was a private conversation, an A-B conversation, like ABC conversation, I ain't sharing shit because
Perfect.
We agree.
No,
hey, thank you, Queen. I appreciate it.
It's really going to depend on how relevant of a friend you are. Like, if you consider, like,
me and Fanatiq talk about everything personal. Like, this is the context that What's Up Smooth does, like Smooth, and a lot of people don't understand. Me and Fanatiq have had a growing relationship in the past year or so. I tell him almost everything about my personal life, and he tells me a lot of stuff about his personal life. So if I see somebody that is talking about Fanatiq, and I wasn't saying, hey, look, Mooncake talking shit about you. I never even said that. I said, hey, what happened between you and Mooncake? I want to talk to you about that. That's all I said, because she said that she left because of you. And all he says is like, oh, really? Did she really say that? Was it written or verbal? Oh, can you please send a screenshot of the written? And I sent him a screenshot of something that he could easily access to himself if I just invited him, which I did. And then he just scrolled up and got the screenshot himself. So this is not something that he had no access to. It was a public conversation. He had access to the public Discord. I just invited him. He went in. There's literally no reason to be upset about. And this is why I'm upset at Smooth, because he hopped in with no context, not understanding what happened, not understanding the relationship that I have with Fanatiq, and just dogpiling, which I had so much higher standards for Smooth because I thought he was way smarter than that and way more emotionally intelligent than that. And
so
then
really quick, does anyone disagree? Does anyone disagree with that principle? Does anybody? Hey, Don Shampoo, do you feel like that was sassy behavior or weird behavior, or do you feel like that was a violation of any kind?
Oh my God!
I can't hear you. Your mic is muted.
You're actually muted, Don.
Yeah, Don, you're muted. On Discord, you're muted. I can see a thing.
Bro, I'm in the middle of a league game right now. I'm sorry. Okay, all right.
I thought you were saying
Hold
that
up.
eating popcorn, enjoying this conversation.
No, I mean, here's the thing. I think that, but I actually agree with Fanatiq's principle about when you say things in private, you should not be gossiping around that shit. But the problem is, I don't understand the context in which this exists. I don't know about what happened between Dream and Smooth, and I don't know. So I really.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me just rephrase it real quick because so just
fucking game.
I don't know, just the part I was going to ask you really quick. Do you agree then that if something is said publicly, someone says something publicly about your friend, that you would have no problem telling your friend what that person said publicly about?
Yeah, if somebody says something about Swerve, I'm gonna tell them
publicly.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them. And I'll publicly. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't because.
So if someone said something about Swerve publicly, you would choose not to, but if they said it privately, you would choose to.
Oh, so here's the thing: if somebody,
I think he
hold on.
Yeah, he doesn't understand what you said.
Hold on. If somebody said something to me, if somebody said something about Swerve to me publicly or privately, right? In both cases, he's not there. That's the important part. He's not there, right? I will tell him privately because number one, if me and him are on stream and I tell him something about something that somebody told me, I do not want to put my boy in a position where he's gonna do some sort of reaction that I don't want to put him on blast like that. I'm not gonna put him out there publicly like that. I just personally wouldn't do that because
so you would tell him privately.
I would because I wouldn't want.
Which is what happened.
I would be checking for my boy. I would be checking for my boy. Like, put it this way, right? If I'm like, here's a good example. If somebody says, "Oh, yo, Swerve was talking to this chick," blah 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 blah. How does that look, right? When it's a fucking lie, right? And how does that look when I bring that to him in public? And I'm supposed to expect that he can assess that properly. And
that makes sense. Okay, so you would do so privately. That's what happens. Swerve.
Yeah, I would do it privately.
Okay. Swerve, and I'm assuming that you agree with Don Shampoo here.
Yep.
Okay, so it seems like yet again, it's crazy to me because I really did think that we all agreed on these principles, and so now so far, Queen, Dream, Champloo, Swervin, and myself all do agree on these principles. I think these are generally understood principles. Smooth, you're just the odd one out here, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine to like let somebody know something, but I also wouldn't feel that some type of way if somebody who would outsider thought like, oh wow, that was a little sassy. Like, okay, you.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. I don't care about what you think, though. But that's
it
fine.
sounds like we all care about that. That's what they're arguing about.
No, I'm just saying I don't care about what you think. It seems like we all came to the rest of us. The rest of us came to the agreement. No, I don't care about what you think. I said.
Oh, okay.
I said the rest of us came to the agreement. The rest of us are all understood. So the point that I was making is because again, when I'm making the appeal that I want to say that almost everybody, and I said everybody
agrees with you.
I said everybody with a working brain would agree. And so yeah, if you want to throw in the additional thing about I think it's okay to call it sassy, even though these are all principles that all of us understand and all make sense and are all reasonable. And I don't think Don would call it sassy. I don't think Swervin would call it sassy. I certainly wouldn't. Dream certainly wouldn't. And Queen certainly wasn't. So if all of us wouldn't call it sassy, if the two people are Bam and Smooth who want to call it, and possibly Razor, but I don't normally appeal to what your brain either. If those people are the ones that are wanting to call it sassy, then that's fine. That's your prerogative. I just want you to understand that doesn't make a lot of sense. And I know
it seems like it's not.
So I don't
Hold
care.
on. Sounds like they have the entire argument. Which is also sassy.
No, I'm having a problem.
Hold on. I do need to see if I can get some clarification on this.
You always ask for clarification
on this.
Everyone else can follow. Why can you never follow, Razor?
No, I'm following. But you're not saying. You're not giving what the point.
Hold on. Let me just.
Fanatiq, he's actually autistic. He's actually autistic.
Queen, I got this. Please.
I love the occasion.
It doesn't matter.
I apologize. I didn't know you were autistic. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I'll let that slide. So, if I remember correctly, I didn't know shit about this until you came into the Twitch chat talking about it, of saying that it was you were the reason why Mooncake was no longer becoming on the ABEs. It was you who brought it up publicly, I don't care if Dream told you privately and said, hey, this is what she said, so on and so forth. Cool, whatever. It's perfectly fine. You got it from a public thing and Dream privately told you. I agree with that principle, like you're talking about. I do agree with you on that principle. But then for you to come into the Twitch chat and say, I got rid of Mooncake, basically doing that, not the exact words you used. I know, don't you dare be semantic with me, you little bitch. I fucking hate when you do that shit. I fucking hate when people are trying to act like they're all high and mighty and like, I got rid of her because I'm so cool. She's so weak. You literally did that in the public Twitch chat. And you're gonna act like
I work hard and I want my money to work hard too. So I use my Freedom Unlimited card. Earn on my favorite soup.
Shout out to Kevin Hart.
Earning on Daddy Click. Don't touch it. Don't touch it yet. Let me get the big one. Nope. This one. Nope. This one. Yes.
One of the hardest working men in comedy.
For all same size. Wait. Let me get them all. Let me get them all. Earn big with Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase. Make more of what's yours.
This year, we're doubling down on new at Bob's.
So happy new year.
Nice.
I've got new styles like my Dylan section, new ways to recharge with my Tuxedo Motion sofa, new mattresses for a new lease on life, new colors and new everyday low prices. My Calvin bedroom is just $7.99. I've even got a new look.
Same look.
But it's fresh. When you can have a new year for less, there's only one thing to say. Oh my.
Discount furniture.
No, you're like in the right 100%.
So just to be crystal clear, you're lying because I did not. Just to be, you finished. Now shut up while I talk. Like I shut up while you talk. Just to be crystal clear here, you're lying. Just to be crystal clear, I am. Don't talk while I'm talking. Just to be crystal clear here, you're lying. I did not brag that I got rid of her. What I did was what I specifically said was, and you can shut up while I finish my point, like I did for you. Okay, thank you. What I did was I said, she's lying. I did not curse at her. She said that I got rid of her by cursing at her, and I did not because I don't curse. So that she's lying. And so then I also said, and I was not saying, oh, I'm high and mighty or any of those things. What I also said was, hey, I said, if she wants the space, she can have the space, and I won't come on the space unless she's not on the space, and she can have priority. So if she ever wants to be on, I'll not be on, but because I'm not trying to get rid of her, and I did not curse at her. That was the entire point of everything that I said. I didn't brag in any capacity. And since you want to lie and say that I did, and since you want to lie and say that I did, and since you want to lie,
I'm not lying.
And since you want to lie. And since you want to lie and say that I did, and since you want to lie and say that I did, then I'm telling you, then please go and get the dang. The conversation is still up there. The VOD is there. Find the messages where I bragged. What I did was I said specifically, Mooncake said that she quit because of me. That's what I said, and then I said she's lying, and then I said she's lying, and said that I cursed at her, which I did not do.
She Razor. She said curse, yelling at her.
Razor, of course, and that's all that I said. What did I say? What words did I say that gave you the indication that I was bragging about?
Yeah.
So again,
the question.
Don't give him out.
What words did I say that gave you the implication that I was bragging about it? Oh, there you go. Pull up the VOD. Thank you. That's what I was telling you to do from the beginning. And when you're done, when you can come back, you can apologize. Thank you. So Smooth, the reason why I was saying I didn't care about what the other one was saying, because it doesn't, no one else, I don't care what Bam thinks about the situation. It's you that did the thing. You were the one that was sitting there that I felt like was being rude and doing something that I would have not expected. I do, obviously, from all of our previous interactions, I do have more respect for you than I do for most of the people in that space. So the idea that you would do something like that is why I did care. As far as Bam, I don't care. I don't care. As far as Ray, I don't care. It's for you. I do expect greater from you. Legitimate.
Okay. Now that everybody's like, okay, I'm glad that we're in a bit of a calmer space.
We're not.
Again, it is a bit calmer. It's a calmer space. It's a calmer
quieter.
Space. but still, it doesn't matter.
Wait,
Doesn't matter.
What the fuck?
Hey, look, just mute yourself, bro. If you don't just.
Sorry, my bad. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I get that, but still, all I'm trying to say is, okay, so two things. And from an outsider looking in, dropping that randomly in the chat looks kind of crazy. People have no context when that came in, although there's not even a lot of people there. But everybody that was on stream, we didn't see it. So that if people had no context, they're just like, well, what happened between you and Mooncake? And that's again, that's something that me as a person, I'm not doing. I'm extremely like to myself. That's just who I am. I'm extremely to myself. So I don't do like, oh man, so and so said so and so about you, blah blah blah. Like I don't do that. I don't do that because again, the way where I came from and what I know, again, like it sounds a bit extreme, but people have died like that. So that's how I don't move like that. I just don't. I've seen stuff spiral out of control. So again, this is not to say that this is that dramatic of a situation. It's not something that I do or was raised to do. Whatever happened.
Yeah, you're different. You're raised different.
Yeah, and was said in different spaces. That's not something that I would say back to nobody. Like, at all.
I get it.
Like,
you're the odd one. We've already you said that already.
No,
we already agreed.
But no. Yeah. But it's a beef between two people. But I do want to say, since the calmer space, and it's not like forced or pressed or anything, I do want to say, Dream, I understand how you could be offended by what I did, and I do want to apologize to you.
Thank you.
Saying?
And
On that note,
I want to say something real quick, and then you can go. The real reason why I felt offended is because, as Fanatiq is saying, I held you to a much higher regard. I don't expect you to ignore context. To me, you were somebody that acknowledges context and doesn't say anything unless they acknowledge the context. Like this whole conversation, this whole debate topic was, hey, let's acknowledge the context and make opinions about knowing the full story. So you not knowing the full story still said things about me to me. And I also thought that we were good friends. So I don't expect somebody who's a good friend of me to, call me things like catty, sassy, derogatory things about me in front of other people who are already insulting me. Like that, does that not make sense?
Oh, so again, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the action thereof. I can see how it came off. I can see how it came off as I was calling you in particular that way. But I was just talking about the action itself.
Brother, I'm not saying that. Okay. What the whole
but I'm still apologizing to you.
I understand what I'm saying. I'm clarifying what I just said, which I don't think you understood 2 seconds ago. What I'm saying isn't like you were calling me personally. I'm saying you were still insulting me when people already were insulting me and you dogpiled on me without doing your due diligence to understand the context of why they were doing that. And hence, I believe if you did do that, you wouldn't have done that. And because I expected you to do that as a friend, that's why I got upset. Does that not make sense? Wouldn't you be upset if you were in my shoes?
Oh, again, if it was me, and
just answer that question.
Would I be upset?
If you were in my shoes and I'm somebody you consider a friend, and I insult you when I don't know the full context of the situation, you wouldn't be upset.
If you considered it an insult, then yes, I would.
It's not an insult to call me sassy.
Hold on.
It's not an insult to call me weird and sassy.
Wait, hold on. I have a question.
Are we gonna lie?
Hold on.
Wait, let him answer that question. Wait, hold on. No one else get involved.
Razor. No, it can wait. No.
Go ahead.
There's a serious back and forth going.
Sorry, I was.
No, but I get it, but it's low priority. Like for real.
None of this is priority. Y'all could just have it privately. All three of them. Why are we here?
Man,
I'm gonna keep complaining though. So
get out. No one told you to be here.
You can boot me, or y'all can complain. But I'm gonna stay here and complain. So now
Just mute you. Nah, just mute you. That's fine. Just mute you, Bam, and you're good.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
Wait, I have a question.
No.
Let's finish. Let's move.
No questions. No questions. No, none of that. None of that. Okay. Again, it goes back to my same principle. If I was in, I'm gonna address two things real quick. One, if I'm in y'all shoes and I'm just here listening to this conversation, again, I'm pretty much out of it unless you ask me something. That's just me. Again,
man,
my principle, how I move. Now, back to Dream though.
Listening to hanging on every word.
What?
Oh,
he's talking about he's playing League. So I just want to be crystal clear. The question was
to answer your
the question was, is it not an insult to call me sassy, weird, catty? Are those not insults hurled at me?
Again, if you took those as insults, again, I apologize.
That's not a real apology.
No, I already apologized. You know what I'm saying?
It's not real to say if you took that as an insult, I apologize, as if you don't own that it's an insult.
Hold on. I already apologized in blanket for everything. And then you wanted me to re-apologize.
No, that's not what it is.
That's what it is.
I heard your accusation. That's not what it is. When you give a general apology and you just give a blanket general apology that doesn't seem specific or like you truly understand what it is you're apologizing for, and a person then asks you about the very specific
for offending you,
and then but then when a person asks you, and then when a person asks you about the very specifics of the things that did offend you, and then instead you deflect from that and say something to the effect,
if working hard is essential, you need something.
Hey, these are the best, most well-timed ads of all fucking time. I'm going to enjoy editing this down into a more consumable form.
I believe there's a stain operative in this very room. It's him. With Brazil discs stained. More than clean, it's Brazil Pro Clean.
Are you getting enough of the sunshine vitamin? Promote your healthy immune function, plus get broad spectrum benefits for your bones, cardiovascular system, and more with vitamin D3 from Life Extension.
It was a grand adventure. Use grinning ghosts.
Charlie, let's go.
Unbelievable awaits on the all-new Disney treasure.
well, if you took it that way, I mean, if you could see it that way, as if you don't, so then the very question becomes, do you not understand that calling another man sassy is typically offensive? And again, if I need to, I can ask everybody else in this room. If I ask Don Shampoo, if a nigga called you sassy, are you going to take that offensively? If I ask Swervin, if I ask Dream, if I ask Razor, and if I was even asked Queen, do you think calling another man sassy is typically perceived as something that's insulting? They're all going to say so, no. But you're on the other hand right now trying to pretend that you can't see it. Once again.
Which is why the question I was going to ask Dream at the beginning, which is it because it is hurting your masculinity to be called sassy? And if it's hurting your masculinity, and if you're hurting your masculinity, then you really need to check that. Because it really
it's not
it
has nothing.
I don't mind
Queen. It shouldn't.
I can just tell you.
To be called weird.
Hold on.
You don't have to go on the hypothetical. I can just tell you.
Hold on.
I could just tell you. Listen, the problem is smooth hurting my masculinity. Is smooth attacking my character, somebody that I perceive as a friend. That's the question. It could be about my masculinity, about my femininity. It doesn't matter about what character I have. It is an attack on my character.
Okay, follow-up question.
Okay, can I real fast?
Can I please fully answer the question?
Let Dream cook.
Please. So my answer to the question is, I think objectively, we can understand that sassy, catty, and one more word, weird, in the context that Smooth gave it, were meant to be thrown as negative. Even Smooth will not deny that. That's because it's not a neutral thing because it don't mean nothing, and it's not a positive thing because it didn't make sense in that context. Hey, bro, I'm complimenting you. You're hella weird. Hey, bro, weird. No, it makes no sense. He was using it in a negative connotation. Hence, using words like these in a negative connotation, it is an insult. That's what it is. Why it's bad for me to be insulted by Smooth is because I understand Smooth to be somebody who's a friend of mine and somebody who is reasonable, somebody that looks into the context before makes an opinion and says something about it. And he did the opposite of that in this specific instance. That's why it's harmful. Does that make sense, Queen?
Yeah, I hear you, but honestly, like that's some shit that most of us do here with you, Dream. When you come into the fucking chat, we sit here and be like, "What the fuck is Dream saying?"
But
Shut up, you're weird. Like
no, but that's no.
Like,
But that's a different context. That's a different context.
Hey, Razor, hold on. Razor, hold on. Chill. Swerve, what is your question? Because you've been trying to ask a question for a minute.
My question is to Dream specifically. Knowing that Smooth did not have all the context in which, because he already stated this, he said that the words that he said were not directed to you specifically and did not come with full context, because he did admit to ignoring the full context. So now knowing these things and removing the high standard that you have for Smooth and the friendship that you guys carry, just taking into consideration the isolated situation where he made a remark off of a lack of context, does that not change what he's actually saying and the fact that you should or should not be offended by it?
I'm not really understanding, because the offensive part is him not doing his due diligence. That's what's offensive. Whoever did it, if somebody's just taking...
Yeah, Dream's not saying that he's never going to talk to Smooth again. He's just saying, hey, man, fuck.
No, yeah. Like if somebody...
I get that, but...
Swerve,
and they were directed at him, Swerve. The words were directed at him.
Yeah,
unintentionally.
No. He aimed it at him. He meant to say those things to him.
Okay. Let me.
Swerve is misunderstanding.
I'm going to clarify.
No. I know what
everybody. What? What I know. You don't know exactly what I mean. That's crazy.
You told it already. So you're just going to repeat yourself.
You've made him do that multiple times at this point, so let him do it again.
I made who repeat himself?
Well, you and Fanatiq have made him repeat himself multiple times already, so just let him.
No, he chose to because he didn't want to answer the actual question.
No, you made him repeat himself.
Razor, please.
That's your interpretation.
Play Smooth.
Somebody didn't know what we were talking about.
Somebody.
I know what we're talking about. I know. I was in the middle of a conversation. Swerving. Smooth did hurl those insults at me. All Smooth said was that I wasn't talking about you personally. I was just talking about your actions, which is, guess what? It's something I did and still at me, right? You're just trying to go do a roundabout way of trying to get out of insulting me, or trying to release some of the heat of insulting me by saying it wasn't to me personally, directly, or at me like as a person, as my soul. It's just what my soul did and my body did. Right? Is that not accurate?
That's it. That's so we talk about full context, right? If you take the full context of what I said that is not something I would do. I even said that in the chat, like I wouldn't do that, like sharing a screenshot or whatever. Like that's what I said. I believe I said that in the voice.
What utility did you have?
So So what I would say, all I said was, this is not something that I would do, because again, in coming from where I was coming from, I was just recommending how it could be. I said it to your actions because I wanted you to know that those actions can be perceived that way. And again, it comes off as insulting. I'm not taking that away. Because if I'm sitting in your position, you know what I'm saying, and you're already getting insulted, and I'm throwing that in there, and it's a critique, it comes off, because all the rest of them are critiques or whatever, whether they're valid or not. It comes off as offensive. So again, for calling you catty, sassy, and weird, I do apologize, because that's in that context, that's what it was, but that's not what I meant. And I think
what is this apology, bro? What is it?
No. I think no. I know. I'm saying
that's what it was, but it's not what I meant.
No. I'm saying
Mom, please.
I'm saying, do you? Part of it is, do you even understand where I was coming from? Because acknowledging where I was coming from and then saying, okay, well then, if you acknowledge where I'm coming from, cool. Then I can just apologize because I just want to make sure I was understood in that moment. Because if this is gonna come up again, because this is how I am. I'm fucking 32 years old. Like, this is how I talk. So if that's how I talk and that's how I move, it's bound to come up again, whether intentionally or unintentionally. It's gonna happen again because this is what I do.
Do you not understand?
So I didn't want to. No. So I wanted to make sure I was understood that I was not talking directly about you. As long as that's understood, then my apology is still valid.
All right, look, I gotta go because my queue just popped in league.
Hold on, because Fanatiq, you asked for the thing that made that I read that made me think that you were basically bragging. I wanted to be able. That's what I've been trying to get out, but everyone can stop.
Okay, real quick, go.
Okay, and I will fully admit to you right now, I probably saw it as you bragging because of the way it's worded here, and also because you called me a simp for simply saying, "Why the fuck are we dogpilling Mooncake?" I hate when people do that shit to me. I hate when I respect.
So me saying you're a simp.
No. That wasn't the main reason, but that definitely added on to my hate.
Okay, what was the main reason?
Okay, it was you had said about, like, she said that you quit because of you, and then her friend was kind of getting mad at you.
Which specific thing? Just read the word. Read the word. The sentence that gave you that implication, please. You had all this time. Here, I'll read it. Let me just start real quick.
But I just lost it. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, here, I'll just start really quick. Listen, everyone.
I got angry. She's interrupting. She pulled that. I did that, and then after a couple other things, because I'm too solid for all that. Yeah, she thought her usual nonsense would work, saying stupid stuff like you have to talk to you have you talked to a woman before.
Right.
And
so just to be clear,
within the context, within the context of like the almost argument you two were having in the chat, it almost felt like you were bragging that you made her.
Yeah,
it almost felt like
almost to an idiot. So let's start from the very beginning. Primecayes. Primecayes. This is the very first message that I said. Prime, I did not curse at Mooncake. She's lying. She said she quit because of me. Then the next thing I said, and then someone else was saying something like, "Hey, you guys are being weird." And I said, "Don't at me, you idiot." And then I said to Prime, "Bro, I did not go ham." Then I said, "And she lied. I never cursed at her." And then Razor was like, "You did curse at her." That's when you said that. And I said, "You're a simp and you're a liar," because I know I didn't curse at her. And then afterwards, I said, I don't curse. And then afterwards, and then Prime was like, "Yeah, Lauren does that. He's a fanatic, does things to get underneath people's skins, but he didn't do it. He whatever." And I said, "Yeah, I do it all the time on purpose." But from the very beginning, my very first message was denying that I had anything to do with her leaving, because the ring thing she was basing it on was something that was a lie. Freak out of here! I knew you were wrong. All right, I'm out. I gotta get.
Oh,
I technically wasn't fully wrong. He's just understanding what I said.
Everyone knows you're wrong, bro.
No.
Come on.
You said Queen. You know he's wrong.
I don't get along with that nigga on a regular basis.
You say it felt like he was bragging, but couldn't provide
because of how he worded it and everything. Like again, the whole point.
Everyone literally saw how he worded it.
Yeah.
And when he asked you,
to me,
why could
it sounds like someone bragging because he pissed her off that much.
But anyone can say to me X, Y, and Z, and it'll be true to them. That's the point about a conversation, is that you have to prove evidence. Like, to me, God exists.
He basically bragged.
This is something to be proven and not proven. This is what I'm saying. Like, why y'all niggas always debate, bro?
Hold on, y'all.
What's the point of telling me you
have to prove with the evidence? Where are your sources? Like I don't know. This feels really weird. But
how's it weird? So you're attacking somebody's character and then rejecting that.
It's not a character. It's just a. It's just
it was an action.
Calling somebody a braggart about.
I said he was bragging. I didn't say he was a braggart in general. He was bragging.
Braggart.
This is insane.
This is wild.
I can't believe
it. The 1800s, nigga.
Somebody saying that he's bragging about something that he doesn't even want to happen is negative.
I'm out of here.
Yeah,
I hope y'all have a wonderful night.
Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Y'all really enjoy yourselves for real.
Yeah, like I said, look, go to your urgent.
And that nigga really think he
Find
walked
your
away from this
care,
conversation
get
feeling
some of
reasonable.
that
He really
positive-
think like, oh, I showed them.
No,
Like,
again,
that's not a likable person.
this is why. This is why I say. This is why I state things like certain things aren't other people's business, so it shouldn't be talked about in other forums. Because when you're talking about emotionally charged individuals, people's feelings being upset, it's not anyone that's not involved in those feelings place to be involved. That's why my principle is set that way, because when you come into a chat, somebody can perceive your words just like how you take my words as offensive, the same way
they were
Razor and no, it's not that. Look, I'm making a point right now, man. God damn, you in debate, bro. You should understand this.
It's not, but I don't think it's like a perception. I don't think it's a perception I have. I think you objectively hurled insults at me.
Yeah, but
no.
This level of insult. I'm about. Let's just say anything. It don't matter.
I'm using some nuance to this, to equate it to how when he goes into Prime Stream and he says that, how other people can perceive that as something unintentional from what he actually meant.
Sure. I get that. But
because they have no context. No.
I agree with that. I agree
That's
with
the same thing that just happened between me and you.
But the problem is
same thing.
But the problem is that I explained to them in the Mooncake cult Discord. I explained to them the full context, and I was attacked instantly with my character and being called a bitch. All kinds of things.
On the call, the word that was used was snitch mostly, but
Brother Razor, they called me a bitch consistently.
I believe it, but that's Mooncake. Why would you go into her like space then and expect that? I feel like you don't expect to be like, oh, this is gonna be a new.
Hold on, man, I'm in the middle of talking right now.
Cool.
So
I'm in the middle of talking too. We both all talking. This is a group conversation.
Cool. Yeah. So as I was saying, what happened was I was called. I was like, hey, team, I heard some stuff about me being talked. So I wanted to clear it up, obviously, as somebody would, especially if you consider Mooncake to be on the friendly side on your end. Me and Mooncake were cool, play League of Legends together. We just go back and forth on stream on debates, and that's all we do. Like, but outside of that, we're pretty cool. We play League of Legends together pretty frequently. We talk in Discord pretty frequently in our DMs. So I go in her Discord because I've never been in a hostile environment on her Discord before. And then her sister consistently name calling me, and her other people on the Discord was also name calling me. And so this is like over time, and then I'm explaining to them what happened, what the context was. Because it's like, well, it's just, I don't know. It's just, you're a snitch, you're a bitch, because what the fuck is going on? Why the fuck did you even tell him? What's the intent? Because you were talking shit. You were talking. I'm like, no. Can you have a jacket? Yes. It's over there. So the point I was.
More commercials.
Power away rotting food debris, line scale, and the smelly bacteria. The daily loads and overloads can leave behind. With a fresh appliance care, never question your clean.
Yellow. Didn't pass the tissue test? Dr. Garcia, buckle up. There's toothpaste white, and then there's Crest 3D White Strips white. Oh, 1 second.
Crest 3D White Strips safely work below the enamel surface to whiten like a $400 professional treatment.
Prepare for a non-stop smile.
The #1 teeth whitening brand in America, Crest.
Trying to say is, I explained to them the full context, the full intent by what I said, because I was like, listen, I wanted to see what Fanatiq thinks about what happened. Because I wasn't there when the whole incident happened. I wanted to say, hey, what happened between you and Mooncake? So I told him what happened because, hey, look, Mooncake left because of you. That's what she said. It's not a big deal that I told him because he could obviously simply just be invited into the Discord and see for himself. Yasmin, please stop asking me questions. And see for himself, as he did when I invited him to the Discord. People are upset about me showing him a screenshot, which is something that he has access to. I just did a shortcut.
So hold on. Hold on. No,
hold on. No. That's if and when he chose to join. And that's why I was like,
but him not joining
no. But look, this is why it's important. There was a perception of privacy. There was a perception
I disagree.
That no. There was a perception of he wasn't going to get an invite. There was a perception of none of them. They assumed that everybody in Mooncake server.
It's an irrational assumption.
No. It's
it's an irrational assumption.
Whether it's rational or not. That's how they felt. And you got to realize you're dealing with a group.
But if you feel something based off nothing, it's not relevant.
Again, you're talking about people that have a strong loyalty to one person. If you jump into a Drake Discord and you say Drake is a fraud, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you share anything
who said
that's
that?
negative about. No. It's not. No. I'm just giving.
What's the analogy? What's the one-to-one analogy?
No. So the one-to-one is this is Mooncake server. If you jumped, let's just say you went into Prime server, right? And the same thing was something. It was something negative about Prime. The people in Prime server are going to be a bit apprehensive to your messaging because they're here for Prime.
But I didn't.
People are there for Mooncake, and when you
that's why I'm confused.
When you talk about when you talk about her sister having an emotional response, it's understood because that's her sister. Nothing rational is going to come after that relationship.
Well, her sister's not rational in general.
No, but it doesn't. No, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. No, if somebody, no. When you're dealing with somebody in their relationship with their sibling, that's just not gonna happen.
Whether or not,
if somebody said something crazy about your sister, if somebody said something about your sister, right?
I didn't say it. That's the problem. I don't know why you're talking about me saying anything bad. Nothing like that happened. No, I didn't say anything bad about.
You're making too many jumps, Smooth. You're losing it. You're losing the connection. You're making too many jumps.
Okay,
you're making too many things. You're doing too many transitions that don't actually translate to the real
situation. So let me just make it plain and simple. If you shared what's in a space, right? If you shared what's in Prime space with somebody that was considered an enemy, not an enemy, but somebody that they particularly did not like, right? Prime did not like, say it's somebody that Prime particularly did not like. The people in Prime server are going to say, why did you share our messages in this server with that person when you know we're having an issue with said person?
Okay.
Because
but it's not something that was a secret. Like she obviously wouldn't reach into ABE because of that, and people would ask questions. Eventually, would have found out what happened. Like obviously, or people would have put two and two together. That's one.
Now, hold on, no, right there. Hold on. Because that's what I was trying to jump in with that. I was trying to jump in with this. It's the fact. No. I kept getting interrupted because I wanted to just give one little point out there. The point that I was most upset about with it, and I didn't know the full context on any of this, and it was just why did it need to be brought up in the Twitch chat at all?
Bro, we're not even there.
We're not.
Jesus Christ,
I know.
Bro.
No, that's the issue. No, that's.
But why do you feel like you have to say it right now? We're not there in the conversation. That is not the main issue.
If it had just been between you two and then nothing else happened, you're like, oh, okay, and you stay quiet about it. Okay, this would not be happening right now. This whole conversation we're having right now wouldn't be happening. It was the fact that he then went to the Twitch chat and said, "Hey, I heard that this happened because of me."
Sure. All I'm saying is I didn't do anything malicious. like they think happened. Like the problem is smooth. Yeah, and the
I will
point
agree
is,
with you.
Hold on. I didn't even finish.
Maliciously.
No, please, let me finish.
I just wanted to agree with you.
What they think happened didn't happen. That's the problem. And when I tell them what happened, they don't want to believe me. That's the problem. What they think. No. What was that?
It was malicious to invite him. You're acting like her server's like any other public space. It's not.
Bam, you don't even know what the fuck happened. Shut up, bro.
You said you invited him. I do know that happened.
That's not why you were upset. Are you stupid?
Yes, you shouldn't have been. He should have been privy to any of it. That's the point. You're acting like
that's not even why they're upset.
Mooncake server is not a public space. You're saying that it's irrational to think it's not a public. It's not a public.
If it's an invite only, if something is invite only,
every Discord is invite only.
But that's why it's assumption of privacy.
No,
it's an assumption of privacy. No.
That's a stretch.
No. Unless the link.
You have a link.
No, there's like 26 people.
But
there's like 26 people in the server.
That doesn't mean it's not.
It's a reasonable expectation. It's not just a random server that she happens to be in. It's her name.
It's not a random server.
That's not true.
And it's not like a.
That's not true. First of all, where were these arguments when the Fanatiq was here saying
Fanatiq wouldn't speak.
He screamed at us. He won't let us speak.
Nobody really could.
That's not.
Me and Ben were trying our best to answer, but he muted us.
That's not true. I'm talking about.
He did mute me and Ben.
Please let me finish. I'm talking about everybody, which includes Smooth, that was able to talk. He didn't bring this up. Yeah, he's talking about it right now.
I did say it was a I did say.
No, you didn't.
No, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did say there was a reasonable expectation of privacy. That's what I said. If
he was making arguments.
No, but
he kept saying it was a public server.
Well, it's a public server, and I'm like, if you gotta send an invite,
listen, here's
expectation of privacy.
No.
If you're in an invite on
if everybody is able to invite and there is no screening process of who can get in, and it's simply everybody can invite everybody, that's not public.
Do you think she wanted Fanatiq in that space? Based on the conversation, based on what business? Do you
That's
think
a
she
good
wanted?
question. No, that's a good question.
I don't think she would have minded. No.
You don't think she would have minded?
Come on,
no.
seriously.
No. I can tell you what.
Let him explain himself.
That doesn't matter.
Let him explain himself.
And I'll tell you why. First of all, Mooncake didn't ban him. It was Shifty, who's a fucking He's really stupid. And likes to hear himself talk. He's really stupid, likes to hear himself talk, and brought up something that was already done, and the community just likes to hear himself. Muted me and Fanatiq. Fanatiq left. He didn't get banned. He left first, and then he was banned. The reason he left because he got server muted by Shifty. Mooncake was willing to have a conversation with Fanatiq. So when Fanatiq joined, Mooncake was like, "Oh, look who's here! Speaking of the devil." That type of talk.
Yes,
not I don't want him here. Not I'm not willing to. I don't want to talk to Fanatiq. Not he's not welcome in my server. Because if she felt that way, as she's the fucking dictator of the server, she could easily kick him as soon as he entered. But no, that's not what happened. And listen, and that's not what happened. And rather, they had the conversation via voice in the voice chat. And Mooncake was fine having a conversation with a Fanatiq and me. We were having a really good conversation. The problem is when these niggas around Mooncake feed her head and like talking hella shit and just calling, just name calling. It's like
Mooncake. It was a really good conversation. You think she?
Look,
if you ask her how she felt about that conversation,
no,
she would say it was a really healthy.
That's not what. No. You're being disingenuous right now. That's not what we're talking about. Is if you were there, you would see that progress of me. You would see
by your definition, by what you think is okay. I'm talking about
because you're on the side of whatever you.
No. Objectively, there was literal progress.
There's no objective.
No. There is objectively progress being made. That's what I said. I'm not saying it was good, bad, or whatever. I'm saying objectively, you can see that we went from disagreeing on one end to moving past that one thing and all agreeing to it. That's an
Wow, your skin is amazing.
Oh, thank you. I got my Old Spice Gentleman's Body Wash to thank for that.
Your man glow is on point, bro.
Well, you know.
The key to great skin is exfoliating and moisturizing, and Old Spice gives me both.
He used to rely on me for skincare advice. Now he's so moisturized. Well, I mean, he's
So fresh.
But I probably should use Old Spice too.
Babe, actually, that's my...
Seriously, aliens live in Stonehenge.
Says the guy who pays for cable internet with slower uploads.
Frontier Fiber's got equal speeds.
Come on, that's crazy talk.
Believe in change. Get Frontier Fiber Internet. Switch now, and for a limited time, get Frontier Fiber 500 for $44.99 a month.
You can observe that. That's objective, correct?
Was Mooncake think that was a productive conversation? You think we asked her?
Did you listen to what I just said?
Again, I don't believe in this objective thing you're trying to frame.
You understand? Would you just listen to? Would you just? I need a concise answer from this question.
No,
so
you
hold on, please stop.
You guys can't fucking do that. No, you and Fanatiq do the same. Oh, we're debating. We're not. We're having a conversation.
I'm not debating. I'm trying to get a concise answer from somebody that doesn't want to answer a question. So I have to hold them accountable to answering a question. If having a conversation,
there's no such thing as objective. In the value of a conversation, there's no objective value to a conversation. It's just going to be an interpretation.
Listen to what I'm saying. Can we ever observe something that's productive? Can we ever? Is that ever
not
possible?
Objectively? No, not a conversation. You can have your opinion. I felt like that was a good
we don't know what's going on in her head.
Hold on, I have a question.
You can read her mind and shit.
Hold on,
you can't read her mind, so you don't know how she really felt.
What would you call something where both people disagreed on one thing and then later on agreed to that thing together?
If that's the perspective that I took from it, my position would be it was a good conversation. But that's not objective.
No.
I can't throw it out into the world and say that.
No. That's not my question.
You're asking if I think that if what I observe from my perspective is two people disagreeing and nothing happening. But like that, even that's not a fact.
Here's my question.
Observation.
Okay, so if we ask both sides.
You can't. I don't care how you draw this down.
Jesus Christ! Just let me ask the question.
Because you feel like if you draw it down, you're eventually going to be right.
No. Let me ask. I'm not
just skip it.
I'm trying to understand his perspective because he's answering one part of the question or one part of the spirit of what I'm trying to ask. So here's the spirit of what I'm trying to ask. So if we can ask both sides, if at one point they disagreed on something. And then both sides later then both agreed on that same thing. So it's both of their perspective. That at one point they disagreed, and then later on that they started to agree and be more on the same page from both sides' perspective.
Got you.
Could we not reasonably call that something that happened within a conversation that is productive?
Sure. You reasonably can, and the third person can view the conversation and feel like that was a stupid conversation.
Right. And so now that you answer. Now that you hold on. Now that you it's so I'm right there. Let me make
I'm not gonna care. I haven't moved at all. My position hasn't moved at all.
No. In your mind, you may not have moved, but to me, it made it clear. Hold on, brother. Please. It's literally. I'm literally gonna take 1 second, bro. What the fuck, dude? Just let me say it. Now that you've really clarified your position, maybe to you didn't move, but to me, it clarified a lot of stuff. I think, yes, Mooncake would say it was a productive conversation because Mooncake would agree that at one point we weren't agreeing, that later we were moving forward and moving past things, and we weren't rehashing, we weren't going around in circles. So if we weren't going around in circles, I do think she would agree that it was productive. That was productive.
Again, you have to look at this. You have to ask yourself this question: was this a conversation that Mooncake actually wanted to have, or was she just faced with that person in person and was like, "Well, this is what I got to do"? It's like being in the mall and then your ex pops up and you're like, "Damn, I really didn't want to talk to them today, but shit, they're right here in my face. I guess I'll say hey."
And they didn't turn and run, so they must have wanted to have it. Like
they must have wanted to have the converation. Like
this is not like the mall situation because
yes, it is because he literally walked in the store. He literally.
I'm gonna explain to you why. Because
look.
I understand what you're gonna say.
No, if you don't like somebody, and then that person is at your front door, and you open it, and it's like, oh, it's them. Do you just slam the door in your face? because she could have just slammed the door in their face and kicked them out. But did she want to be a rude
Why do
person?
you-
Now you're asking. No. Now it comes back to a question of whether that's part of that person's character and who they are. It does not mean that they actually viewed the conversation productive or not. They just dealt with the cards that they were. No, what?
All right, so like I was saying, the reason what you just said doesn't make sense because there's way less pressure, or there's way less or way more agency to somebody in a online discourse than there is somebody that's in a in-person one, and way less threat to safety, way less things for that nature, and that's way more incentive for easy.
You're arguing like semantics around it. The principle remains the same. If somebody shows up, right? If somebody shows up, like for instance, if
brother, can I please speak?
You just
what?
We just had a whole
He literally interrupted me and I wasn't done.
You just had a whole
Go ahead.
I didn't even finish.
Go ahead.
So
we're on the same page.
I'm out, y'all.
All right. Y'all trying to dock.
Have a good night and stuff and shit. And I love all of y'all. So
Oh, he left.
oh, just like that.
I wonder though that maybe not. Maybe he got frustrated. But yeah, like I said, I didn't know what this was about at first, and like I said, I still don't understand why we had this conversation. But I agree with you with the fact of it wasn't that deep. Like you might have said something like, "Oh, it's Katie." Like you, I think it was an insult, but like the same way I insult like like friends insult. Like, oh, okay, that's a little like whatever. That's a little catty, bro. Like, you looking a little sassy. Like it is what it is, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't think that, like, we're gonna have a heart-to-heart. We're gonna have a sit-down about this.
I mean, turning me into a person insult.
That's the part where I'm like laughing hysterically inside. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna respect your feelings, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm gonna apologize in general. But then when you like get to breaking my statements down and you're like, yo, I want you to apologize for each and every statement, I'm like, but bro, we just established I didn't even mean it like that. What I'm breaking down to establish.
Yeah, but even though they don't
talking
want
about
us,
no, we're talking about generalized disrespect.
Oh, no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just no.
Yeah. If he felt generalized disrespect, then cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. That's what it is. If he felt generalized,
yeah, like
that's what it is.
For me, I think it's
and I have to no. Hold on.
Sorry.
And I have to apologize. I have to apologize for that. That's where I was at. Like generalized disrespect. Okay, I get it. Like I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I fucked up. That's where I fucked up at.
Because you didn't. I'm sure you didn't intend it. Like especially because we talk so much. Like I feel like he should have expected. Like, oh, okay, I didn't know other context. I said this. I feel kind of weird about it, but I didn't know that it was like something that legitimately bothered you. Like, okay, that's a real thing. Like, I apologize.
And again. That's why I found it odd that I'm like, okay, y'all want to do this here in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because again, that's not me. That's not me. That's not how I move. You know what I'm saying? Like like none of y'all would have known this. I would have, because again, it wasn't information to everybody. I mean, unless y'all was in the server, y'all would have got the apology in the server. I would have did it by voice chat, and then I would apologize and talk to him separately. I don't know what I was talking to Fanatiq for. Like, I really don't. Because I said nothing to him. I was just like,
because he was in the chat arguing that I didn't do anything wrong, even though I basically bullied him.
But no, I never said anything to Fanatiq.
Yeah, I know you did
about Fanatiq. No. But that's why I was confused. I'm like, why am I having this with him? But then I'm like, okay, maybe y'all got like that brotherly relationship or whatever, and I just don't know the depth of y'all relationship. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But not at the beginning.
You know what I'm saying?
The bit that I was actually getting the most upset about, at least in my mind, what feels like hypocrisy in the sense of us trying to say like, hey, we meant it this way, and it obviously took it this way. Therefore, so I'm sorry if you did take it that way. And they then act as if they act like you're not apologizing, and then when you try to get clarification from them, they won't give you the clarification you're asking for. even though they're constantly re-asking you, and then why are you saying it again, even though they asked. Like, it was so
because
annoying.
my stance never changed. My stance never changed. I'm still at the same spot I was when I walked in the situation and that's if I'm having a conversation between whoever, I don't care who it is, and or if I'm privy to a conversation, if it's not in a space that this person is in or like readily has access to, like what am I talking about it for? And then again, it don't have shit to do with me. That's where my life is at. Like if the shit don't have nothing to do with me, I don't get involved. Like that's why I said what I said. Like and that's the only thing I wanted him to understand.
Yeah, no, I'm one like
I
hate that he muted me, that for only for him. Everyone else heard. Everyone else could hear, but he didn't want to hear me or Bam, even though I didn't say shit. He for some reason muted me.
I prefer it mutes me. It's honestly, it's like a power thing for me.
That's fair. Like but what was the most annoying thing was like we all agree with this particular thing and like your idea of principle. I was like, no, you're fucking stupid. What are you saying this for? Yeah. Like principles? We were talking about principle. Like
we're talking about
fucking principles have to do with all this shit as it is.
We're talking about
because when he was saying what his idea of principles were, I ended up just looking it up. Like
it was all personal. Like so principles are your personal beliefs. That's part of.
But he wouldn't take your answer.
I know.
It was pissing me off.
Like, whatever. Like I just didn't really feel like arguing. Like because I felt like it was all dumb and beneath.
But that's all
that's true. So I didn't fully invest in it. I just I don't believe we as grown men are doing this.
Right. And I didn't.
I was about to say, it wasn't even about you. Fanatiq just got on my nerves in general. Every time that's why I ended up talking because I was like, this nigga just gets on my nerves with the way he talks to people. I was like, I don't. He says he doesn't do it offline, like, but I honestly can't believe it. I'm like, nigga, I feel like this got to leak into your personal life. Like, I feel like you don't know how to have a conversation.
Yeah, my thing was that like he was like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you like a real nigga, and like I'm gonna come 10 toes down, and I'm just all like, dude, like really?
You're gonna talk to like a real nigga?
No real dude. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm like, y'all don't know where I'm from. Y'all don't know what I've been through. Y'all don't know what I've seen. Like if I took you, I say about not 10 because I'm 32. If I take you about 16 years back, you would have died. In my own life, I put you in my shoes, you would have died. Just flat out.
I don't know. I just think that, like
because I'm only saying this because there's a time and a place for being in other people's stuff. Yeah. And that wasn't one of them.
Oh no,
so because you're talking about a disagreement that was basically in the hallway. You know what I'm saying? And you just happen to because you're in the in group, you just happen to have access to that conversation. You happen to have access to the conversation. So now you're going down the hall and you're sharing it. Like I'm like, I don't think that's good.
Yeah. Fanatiq is like 40 years old. Mooncake is a 25-year-old girl. It was just weird that general like pull up to stand on business. Like what was that you talking? Like I like that's to me what like that's what I would call like, oh, that's kind of catty. Like why would you care what a 25-year-old girl says in her like little group chat? Like
that's why I said it felt like he was bragging. It felt like he was bragging about it. Like I made her so mad.
I don't think
it felt like it.
He just argumentative. Like I just think he was like, "Oh, you got to say what you say with your chest." But like I said, I just wouldn't care with a 25-year-old girl. Like I said, well, I'm 28
and plus, again, no offense to y'all here, and no offense to them. I don't personally know anybody. Like I have not met anybody.
Yeah.
True.
So I'm like, what am I giving up? This is internet shit. Yeah. Yeah. That's what this is. This is internet shit. And I fucks with y'all, but this is internet shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all got tabletop simulator? I need more people who can play Magic the Gathering with.
Oh no, I'm not playing that. I don't do that. Damn. I don't do that.
I just don't know the people.
But as soon as crossover for BG3 comes out, I'm down.
That's fair.
Yeah, man. So I'm finna get up off here. I'm finna go get in the shower I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night.
Yeah, enjoy
Like,
that.
God
enjoy
damn it,
that shit.
man.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, this is gonna be stupid. This is gonna leak out into the podcast Saturday. I'm gonna say some dumb shit.
Oh,
Just know
Lord.
me. Like I
You
always
gonna pull up to the podcast? Let me in, Smooth. Let me in.
No, I wouldn't even know. But here's the thing. Here's how I move though. Like I wouldn't even platform you. Like I wouldn't. We're not gonna argue on my platform. Like we're just not. We're just not gonna do it. Like I'm like how I felt and how I felt about the moment. Like if you took offense to that, like, damn, my bad, bro. Like that's all I can say is you took offense. My bad. Like I didn't know you was gonna take offense to it. Like
because probably say like obviously you're older than me. You've probably been through a ton more. But I was raised by someone who gave me like almost the same mindset you have when it comes to the mind your own business type of setting mindset. When I heard about this, I was just like, why are we even talking about? Why the fuck did this happen?
Right. This
Like,
could have
what the
all happened in DMs real quickly. All y'all are fucking grown ass adults.
it could have been a
But
private.
he had to come in the Twitch chat and talk about it. If people had asked questions, it would have been she just didn't want to go anymore. That would have been
This is This is when it got out of line. When we got to this moment right here, and y'all were still here, I said, "Oh, these niggas is bullshit." Like immediately, that's what I thought. And anybody can tell them that, I don't give a fuck. Like that's just how I felt. I felt these niggas is bullshit. Like if you want to have a serious conversation with me as a man, it's like, hey, bro, what did you mean when you said this? And then you have to accept whatever the fuck I say. Can't then come back to me and go, well, I don't feel like you meant that. No, you have to go, okay, I accept what you said. Then you go, this is how what you said makes me feel. Yeah. That's how you do that. That's how evolved grown Negroes talk. Yes. Go, hey, this is how what you said makes me feel. And then no. It would have Fanatiq shouldn't even been a part of it. It should have just been me and Dream. Yeah. And then I go, Dream, you know what? My bad, bro. I apologize. I'm sorry for saying it about you. I didn't know that was gonna offend you. It wouldn't happen again. But since it's public discord like this, I'm like, bro, I'm not even taking this serious. And what would have happened is I would have went into Mooncake's chat and then I would apologize there, and then that would have made this whole little rainbow complete. Yeah. And then nobody else would have known. They would have just said, "Damn, I ain't no Smooth." Like if you were in Mooncake server, then you would have just said, "Damn, I ain't know Dream and Smooth had issues. I wonder what that was about." But it would just been that.
Yeah. Making it public by coming into the chat before an AVE is fucking just so stupid.
That's some shit. That's some fucking 25-year-old shit. He's not.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a
grown ass adult. Like he's 40 years old. Like shit.
I'm a grown ass man.
At the end of the day,
I don't have time.
You're right. At the end of the day, this is fucking internet shit. Like you said, fucking turn off the computer and leave that shit alone. It don't matter if it don't affect you. And your
this
life,
literally could.
This shit, if it ain't affecting the money that you make, it don't. Nobody gives a shit. It don't mean shit. But it's been real.
Yeah, I'm about
Put me
it.
back on your podcast. I'm always.
Yeah, man. I just be so locked in, like with like just doing my stuff and doing my thing.
Okay. We're past the point of the conversation. All right. So look. Yeah, that thing is too. Man, that's a long. Even if I cut out the ads, it's like almost an hour. It's an hour and some change. Jesus Christ. So listen, one thing I want to ask y'all is, what did y'all think about it? You know what? This is a live stream. I'm just gonna leave the technical difficulties in there and call it a day. I don't even feel like rehashing this, re-listening to it, like none of that. I'm cool with it. And yeah. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. I'm not gonna add extra commentary because I said in the beginning I was not. Y'all have a good one.